new babe. So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction, man. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, I think I was trying to hurry up and get to this question. That's why I messed up my intro. But so what? So what? Listen, my question to y'all was it was about the escape room. Has any of y'all ever done the escape room? I don't know why I have a phobia. Maybe it was the movie. And I don't even remember watching the movie all the way through. I think I fell asleep. But just the whole premise of the movie is stuck in my head of what could potentially happen to you in an escape room. So I've never done it. But if you go on, like, I can't remember because it's been a while, but it just popped up in my head when I seen this title. If you go on like Groupon, or I think it was Groupon that I had found like an escape room thing, or you looking for something to do. I hear people, it was a thing at one point in time, but now it seems like it's done died down. And I always thought about it, but never did it. So I was like, man, I wonder if any of y'all have done it. So let me know in the comment section, bro, if any of y'all have ever experienced doing the whole escape room type thing or deal. Let me know, man. Let me know what your experience was, how fun it was, of course, how much it costs, and you know what I'm saying? Did you truly enjoy yourself? And is it something that you would do again? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, I may do it. Somebody asked me, the reason why I asked that, because somebody asked me yesterday when we was out, they was like, yo, would you do skydiving? And I was like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm saying, I asked him, I was like, are you talking about the simulated joint or the real thing? And it was like the real thing. I was like, I don't know, bro. That's a long way down. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get at me about the escape room in the comment section. Listen, the next video that we will be doing is the top 10 scary rooms that should have stayed secret. All right? So let's check it out.
Did you guys loved our video on scary rooms that should have stayed secret?
This is part 2, so maybe we'll go back and do part 1. I'm never in order. Y'all know what y'all know.
These are places which some people made very difficult or perhaps even impossible for others to get to, often because the rooms themselves were hiding a dark secret. Of course, this naturally makes everyone want to look inside, even if they are a little bit scared. I presume that's why you've come back. My name is Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary rooms that should have stayed secret, part 2. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Lucifer. Reddit user I Stole Your Face 1789 said that when they went to high school, it was a building that was hundreds of years old. One day, he and his friends noticed a hatch that was about 6 feet off the floor next to the toilets. During a drama lesson, not long after, they snuck out and climbed through that hatch. There was a small corridor beneath the actual corridor that they had to crawl through to get there. Through the vents, they could see other classrooms with the students learning inside. They squeezed through a gap in the wall and ended up in a large room that was much colder than where they come from. They used their phones for light, but couldn't even light up the other side of the room. Also, something smelled really bad. That's when they saw the body of what looked like a decomposed cat, just some fur and bones by the wall. Even more scary though was the weird stone arch just above the cat that had writing on it. It said, if you are found here, the school will expel you, but Lucifer shall do much worse. There were a few scratches on the wall next to the writing and also some strange demonic symbols they couldn't make out. They took some pictures and made their escape. They vowed to never tell anyone else at the school for fear of expulsion, but also for fear of the devil himself. Moving on to number 9 now, we have the Pyramid Room.
I don't know, that one there it's kind of iffy right there. Kind of sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Could have been some random kid, janitor, disgruntled employee that wrote that there. You know what I'm saying? I used to go around in school and write on books that we had to either leave there, you know what I'm saying, that we only used in class, that they kept. And I'd go to a random page and I write, on the first time, or let's just say it was a 100-page book, and on the 20th page I write, in case of a fire, go to page 72. And then I go to page 72 and write, idiot, I said only in case of a fire. You know what I'm saying? Because you know people gonna go to that page anyway. So I would just mess with people like that. So that's how I feel like that is. Somebody just wrote that randomly.
In 2016, scientists used advanced techniques to scan the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Despite it being 4,500 years old and it being studied by archaeologists for over a century, they found a couple of hidden rooms. Because of how old the pyramids are, the experts couldn't climb directly into the chambers, which were also very small. Even today, they still haven't been able to get inside these rooms, which are believed to hold artifacts and furniture for use in the afterlife by the pharaoh who was buried there. Some people
and drugs
say these rooms were kept hidden and inaccessible for a reason, and that opening them up will unleash a curse on the intruders, as it did when Howard Carter opened Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922. At number 8 now, we have the Winchester Mystery House. This is a huge mansion built in San Jose, California by Sarah Winchester, widow of the Winchester fortune's heir. It took 30 years to complete, from 1884 to 1922. The Winchester family were the ones who made the famous Winchester guns. Some people say that Sarah was scared of being haunted by all the people who had been killed by the hands of a Winchester gun over the years, and so she decorated the mansion in strange ways to confuse the ghosts. By the time she died, the house had 160 rooms, 10,000 windows, 2,000 doors, 47 fireplaces, and even a few spy holes. In 2016, years after she died, everyone was shocked to hear that a secret room had been discovered. Sarah had boarded it up after an earthquake in 1906, and some say it became associated with evil spirits. The room was filled with strange dusty objects, including a pump organ, a Victorian couch, sewing machines, and paintings. Staff said they already knew about the room and that it was actually a shooting gallery that they had installed. Some conspiracy theorists said this was a lie though, and that they were trying to cover up the creepy discoveries in this long forgotten room. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the cellar. This one comes from Reddit user ZZ870, who said that one day as a kid his family was staying in an old bed and breakfast. The owners didn't like anyone going down into the basement. They said it was too dangerous because of all the rusty.
Anytime you stand somewhere and they say whatever you do, don't go in the basement, leave. All right, pack your stuff and find you another place to stay. All right, so it's either people under the stairs or it's bodies, or they running a brothel, a meth lab, or a drug operation, or something. They doing something bad up under there, bro, and you ain't gonna want no parts of it. Leave.
Tools, metal, and pieces of lumber with nails sticking out. He decided to hang out there anyway because it had a spooky atmosphere. One day he decided to open the door at the back of the basement. He thought it would lead back outside, but instead he found a cobblestone tunnel that led underneath the foundations of the house. As he walked along, it got darker and darker, and he noticed it was full of spiders. A door appeared to the right that led to a pitch black room. He was terrified by this point and turned his phone light on to see. This revealed a small light switch. He flicked it on and saw a table and a chair covered in dust. Random objects littered the floor. Immediately he thought this must be where the owners keep unwanted children or even torture people. He ran out and never looked back. He later asked the owners what the room was for, and they said it was used to store potatoes.
He a smart man. Don't try to tell me potatoes. Stop!
An unlikely story, but perhaps a lot less gruesome than the truth. Next up at number 6 now, we have the Nazi room. In June 2017, Argentine police were searching a house in Buenos Aires when they made a startling discovery. Behind a bookcase, they found a door, and behind that, they found a huge hoard of World War II Nazi artifacts. After World War II, many high-ranking Nazis fled to Argentina to escape justice for their crimes. An art collector had kept many of the artifacts in that house, but had kept them hidden for fear of repercussions. Among the Nazi objects was a magnifying glass that historians say belonged to Hitler, some Nazi daggers, children's toys with swastikas on them, and a head measuring tool used in the disgraced practice of eugenics. At number 5 now, we have the Parisian Apartment. In 1940, a woman called Mr. Florian fled Paris as the Nazis arrived during World War II. She packed only what she needed before heading to the south of France. She never came back. She lived out the rest of her life there, but strangely, she continued to pay rent on her apartment back in Paris as it gathered dust for more than 7 decades. When she died aged 91, her family found the apartment mentioned in her finances. They made the journey to Paris, and when they opened it, they were shocked. It was frozen in time. The whole thing was filled with all of her strange collections: early Mickey Mouse toys, stuffed ostriches, erotic paintings, one of which went on to sell for 2.1 million euros. It appears that Miss...
Talk about stumbling on a jackpot. 2.1 million. Man.
Florian.
I'm not saying I'm wishing anybody to pass away or nothing like that. I would never wish that, but like, why can't I stumble upon something like that? You know what I mean? Why not?
And did not want the apartment to be discovered and hoped the room would be left frozen in time. At number 4 now we have the chapel. In 2010, Pa and Diane Fowler found a strange metal grid in their old Victorian home in England. They pulled it away to reveal a strange cellar which they never knew existed. After lighting up the darkness, it appeared the cellar was actually a chapel. In the center of the room was a wooden cross which appeared to have fallen down and was now rotting away. An expert reviewed the room and said it was probably used as a Catholic hideaway from religious persecution sometime during the 1700s. The family said that after they discovered the basement, they went back upstairs to take some pictures. They took a picture of one family member, Karen, who was pregnant. When the pictures came out, there was something white on the photo by her belly. The family thinks it's the orb of a ghost that had been released when they opened up this hidden chapel. Next up at number 3 now we have computers. This story comes from Reddit user Jeffrey Goldberg. He said that in 2006 he went to a school that was built sometime in the 1800s. He said it was a big old building that stood 4 stories high. There were a lot of staircases there, and in one corner of the building was a staircase that nobody had ever used. During his senior year, Jeffrey and his friend were wandering the hallways when they decided to use this unused staircase. They noticed that it spiraled down below. They followed it and went along a hallway and then found a door that was slightly cracked open. They stepped inside to find a large room filled with cubicles and dozens of employees on computers. None of the people on the computers were school staff. They were shocked and confused. They quickly turned around and left. They tried to return a few times later, but the door was always locked. To this day, they don't know what the room was for and who those people were. Do you guys have any theories? Next up, number 2 now, we have the attic wall. In October 2017, a man from Florida.
That could have been like some top secret FBI or top secret government or top secret something. I don't know, but I'd have been convinced that we don't need to be at this school, man. You need to change school.
Florida uploaded a video of him finding a hidden room behind an attic wall in what he described as the weirdest thing he'd ever seen. He was changing.
Now this is one of the scariest things to find. We hear these stories all the time. People got little compartments and they up in your attic and you don't even know it.
In the air conditioning system when he discovered this tiny room in the attic of the house. It was covered in red carpet and even had its own ventilation system. There were 2 license plates on the wall along with a men's room sign. There were also a few empty pizza boxes just to add to the mystery of it all. It got even weirder when he found a makeshift toilet that the occupant would use to pee. The man said he had never seen anything like it in his life. Many people online began wondering who or what would design such a comfortable space equipped with its own toilet. What were they hiding from? Do they still live there perhaps? The discovery produced far more questions than answers. Finally, at number 1 now, we have the painting. Reddit user Acer1 said that he once met a college girl at a defunct frat house in Wisconsin. They had lost their charter for some reason. He was about to find out why. The pair fell for each other and he moved into the place with her. Things were fine at first, but then one night when they were drunk, she took him up to a room that was empty. He hadn't seen it before. It had 2 bunk beds and above one bed there was a secret hatch. They went through to an upstairs room where most of the hazing rituals had taken place. Then she told him the story. She said that one night in the dead of winter a girl was sexually assaulted by a group of frat boys there. They left her up there in the cold and she ended up dying from hypothermia. One of the boys was supposedly so distraught that he went up there the next day and painted her picture on the wall and then he hung himself. While they were up there, he said he swore that the eyes on the picture of the girl would follow him around the room. There were also reports of crying coming from the attic on cold winter nights. He said,
see, this is why them fraternities and stuff not allowed to haze. I don't know if it's changed now, but I know they had cracked down on that pretty much. That hazing, you couldn't even use that term at one point in time. They catch you, they were shutting you down. You know what I mean? Shutting you down. And look how bad it was back then. Hazing. No.
That he never went up there again. Okay guys, can we do a part 3? I'm sure we can if this video gets enough likes and comments. That's how you can let me know that you want more. Until then, thanks as always for watching.
Yeah, I was never really a big fraternity guy. And because of that whole hazing thing like that, I always heard it was great for making connections and jobs post-college and the brotherhood. But, you know what I'm saying? That whole hazing thing, I just couldn't get with either. You have to get past this and yeah. That was not for me, especially not for what I was into during my college days and stuff like that. That wasn't for me. Looking back on it in hindsight, would I have done it now? Maybe, but yeah, I wasn't feeling that back then. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, for real, man, y'all let me know about the escape rooms. If y'all ever done it, you know somebody who's done it. Any tips, any suggestions, you recommend it or you don't recommend it, let me know in the comment section. All right, top 10 scary rooms that should have stayed secret. It's your boy L. Till the next reaction, I'm gone. Peace.